MMA UK, as always, MMA UK BJJ show. So I'm going to be talking about Grapplefest 16 now. Before we do, just a quick word on my sponsor. So Simplified Debt are a company that helps people who are maybe struggling financially across the UK. Now, they do offer a free, friendly, confidential service. So if you may be looking for some advice or some help with any debts, then hit up the phone number or website just across the bottom of the screen, and you'll get all the information directly through them. Now, we're going to be talking about Grapplefest 16 then. So Grapplefest 16, going to be at the Fusion nightclub, Fleet Street in Liverpool. Now, anybody that's ever been at a Grapplefest, I always talk about the atmosphere, but there's nothing like it in any grappling event I've ever been to. As I say, the crowd are absolutely buzzing. The grapplers come out and put on the best performances of their life. And it makes for an amazing night. So Saturday's going to be no different. The card is unbelievably stacked from start to finish, all the way from the very first match of the prelims right through to that main event. Now, tickets, hit up your chosen grappler first of all. They may still have tickets available. If you can't get any from them, head over to Grapplefest Facebook page. You'll get all the information through there. The pay-per-view, make sure you only click links of people that you know who they are. I say, don't get caught by these scammers. They come around every time there's an event on. We all know them. They're in the comments. But yeah, make sure you choose either Chris Thompson, Louise Thompson, Grapplefest, myself, or obviously any of the grapplers that are on the show that night. So don't get caught by these fucking scumbags, all right? So now, my next guest then is going to be on the show that night. So my boy, Fraser Clarke, MNBJJ. Now, Fraser is, I've been fortunate to see Fraser progress throughout his journey from almost the very beginning right through to what we see right now. Now, took a match on Grapplefest last time on an hour's notice against a very tough brown belt, Luke Johnson, and gave a very, very, very good, showed a lot of skills. As I said, it was amazing on an hour's notice to come in and go against a very dangerous brown belt. And yeah, I mean, it could have went either way. But this time, he's got some notice this time. So,
thanks, Tim. Thank you.
Yeah, got some notice this time, Fraser. So we've had a little bit of time to prepare for this one.
Aye, I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like, last time was a loss. Like, I'm not, there's no ways about it. Like, a loss is a loss. It's my only loss on a show, which wasn't good considering it was Grapplefest. So
yeah,
the plan is to correct that, as you said, it was an hour's notice. It was a fucking absolute mess. I was halfway through writing my dissertation for my master's degree, and I was like, I'll take a day off. I'll go down and watch Mark, watch some of the other guys compete, have a day off. And I'm halfway down the road with Marcos in the car. He's fucking eating a Burger King. I'm like, I might go in and get a wee Burger King. And then all I see is Chris Thompson messaging me. Oh, hey bro, are you at the venue? I'm like, what the hell? So I was like, fuck it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to shy away from an opportunity. I'm not going to turn down fights. I was definitely surprised. So I was like, I didn't know who I was going to get. I didn't know where in the card I was. Didn't know anything. I just knew he was like, do you want on this card? And I was like, I've got my stuff. I was going to help Mark in that warm up and stuff. So I was like, I've got my stuff. I was like, let's go, But I arrived there and I was like, all right, so just point to where I'm at on the card. And he just fucking keeps going up. Then he passes the prelims and I'm like, oh my God. And then we get about halfway up the main card and I'm like, shit. And there's like world champions on either side of me on this card. And then me stuck right in the fucking middle. Yeah. So I think in all honesty, like I think, given the circumstances, I put on a good fight, and it wasn't like I got pasted. It was a really close fight. I'd probably agree that he won, just by a little bit, like one or two little things could have definitely changed who was going to win that fight. But to be honest, like I was writing my master's dissertation, so I hadn't trained in like 2 weeks as well. But like fuck it, it is what it is. It's part of the journey, part of the story. It's like that's something that like I'm always going to look back on and be like, fuck. First time you were on Grapplefest, like you fought the first time on Grapplefest, fighting on the main card against a brown belt, and it was a good scrap. I really enjoyed it, and I think honestly, I think overall it actually did a lot for me in terms of like notoriety in a good way, because I was getting messages off folk. I was getting like, noticed by people I'd never met before, been like, mate, I know you lost, but fucking hell, like you're fighting a guy 2 belts above you. You came on an hour's notice. Like I was getting messages that, and then people were saying that to me like for the rest of the night as well. I was like, I think it actually did a lot of good as well. I think it was actually an overall positive experience.
That's the thing. I mean, I speak to everybody I speak to. They all say the same thing. When you get that message, when that name Chris Thompson comes up, it's hard to say no. It's very, very hard to say no, because in a lot of cases, people then say, well, if I say no to him, am I going to get a chance to be on again? Right? Obviously, if I say yes to him, it might be on an hour's notice. I've not seen it. I don't think I've seen it on an hour's notice. I think there's been one guy fought 2 matches, Jamie Acton.
Yeah.
He fought 2 matches on Grapplefest, but he was already there. He was prepared. He was ready to fight someone. So for you, an hour's notice on the biggest show in Europe, on the middle of the fucking main card, against a guy who, that's a very, very dangerous brown belt, is unbelievable. And I said, to not just do that, but then to put on the performance that you put on, do you know what I mean, was outstanding, absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, I think it was quite funny. Like, I'm not gonna lie, they introduced me wrong. They introduced me as the guy who I replaced, who was the ADCC trials bronze medalist and the world silver medalist from B team. And I was like, oh, there's a good video of me, man, when they introduced me. I'm like, fuck, that's not me. That's not me. But I think, like, see if I can go out there and even just be on that level, Obviously, like, I didn't get the win, so I don't want to say, like, too much. But, it's like, I took the guy down. I did sweep him past his guard. I was able to hit some good shit on him, got a few sub attempts in. He got a few sub attempts on me as well. But, like, I think, like, being able to show that, like, I'm actually at that level, and even like, I've only been, like, I can't remember who said this to me. Someone said this to me. I think Big Kenny was actually saying this to me like the other day. I've only been competing for like about 2 years, less than 2 years now. Into till maybe like my first competition was August 2021, and to go from that to Grapplefest in that time frame on the main card as well is like fucking unbelievable. I suppose it's just a case of like the right place, right time, but I'd like to say that I kind of rose to the occasion the best I could, and this one with preparation, I'm stronger than I've ever been, faster than I've ever been, technique is better than I've ever been. Like I feel the most ready and most dangerous that I've ever been in my life. And if the performance that I put on the last time was anything to show, like this will be 10 times better, and that's the plan.
Yeah, that's one thing Chris did say is we'll get him on again. We will get him on again. So, so they always knew they were going to get you back on. Chris loves the fact that 1, people come out and put on a good show, but 2, you're willing to step up there against anybody at any time. Do you know what I mean? So, whether it be an hour's notice, whether it be a couple hours notice, a couple of days or whatever, he loves the fact that people will stand up, and regardless of the opponent. Because I mean, a brown belt, you could be like, well, hold on a minute, I'm not a brown belt. I don't want to do that. But I mean, I know you're going to be like, it could have been fucking Gordon Ryan. Do you know what I mean? And you'd be like, do you know what? If he's not got anybody, fuck it, I'll jump in. So,
okay, calm down there, Stu. This is
no. That's you. That's you. And I said, I've known that. Maybe not in the early days, but as times went on, I mean, as you're quite happy to go in there against anybody at all, as I said, because you want, 1, you want to keep the show going, and 2, you want to go out there and compete against the best people. Do you know what I mean? So, so regardless of fucking Gordon Ryan or whoever, do you know what I mean? You're going to step up, regardless.
I'll try my best. I'll always say, like, no matter who it's against, I'll try my best. Like, I'll never give less than 100%. And like, it's worked out for me so far. Like I said, the only loss on an invitational I've had was Grapplefest, and that was a weird feeling. Like, I've lost in tournaments before, but it's not the same. Like you said, with that Grapplefest crowd, it feels different. Like, it feels different losing when everyone's watching you. But since then, actually, to be fair, since the last Grapplefest, I've built up. I've competed like every week since then, with like 1 or 2 weeks break, but I've fucking absolutely smashed those. So I'm back in the win column, back in a win streak as well, and that's going to be continued. I fully expect that's going to be continued next week as well.
I'm buzzing to see you back out there. That was when I was sitting watching the cat, because obviously I was sitting at home watching it on the pay-per-view the last time, and do you know what I mean? I just remember because obviously nobody at home watching the pay-per-view knew what was going on, right? So, and then suddenly, as you said, they called out somebody else, and then you walk downstairs and you're like, that's fucking Fraser. Do you know what I mean? And it was like, yes. Do you know what I mean? So just seeing you come down there. And obviously I know Luke personally, so and even Luke after it, do you know what I mean? When I was talking to him, he was saying, man, that boy was awesome. That boy was really awesome, and obviously he was so appreciative of you stepping up, that he was just happy. He was happy that he was able to stay on the card, because there was at one point where he was like, well, I don't have anybody, but I'm going to go anyway. I'm going to watch and so on. So so he was so appreciative of you, so much respect he's got for you as well. So
that's
which
definitely
is brilliant.
like, he was very nice about it, and like everyone likes to say like, oh, Fraser, you took that on short notice. You took that on short notice. But what people don't forget is he took that just on short notice as well against me, because he didn't know it was me until an hour before either, and that could be a completely different style to what he was preparing for. So he seems like he's doing fucking really well, and I think he's in the next one as well on the main card again. So hopefully the plan is to see him again in the future at some point, you know. But like all respect to him. He was a fucking tough fight. Like, you know, you can watch the fight. It fucking was back and forth, you know.
Because he could have been the same as well. He could have been like, well, what belt is he? Nah, I don't want to fight a blue belt, or I don't want to fight a purple belt or white belt or whatever. But he was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. And obviously, you're a very, very different opponent from what he's going to be used to. You're tall. I mean, you were taller than when you seen the picture of you and Dan, Big Dan the Giant. I mean, you look taller than Dan.
Well, actually, so I'll tell you about that. So Big Dan, I was like, oh mate, can I get a photo? And he was like, okay. But like when we took the photo, he actually like bent down slightly. So like he is actually taller than me. It's just in the photo, it's like mega deceiving. But like I'd say like I took a photo with that Luke Griffith. He was like just a bit taller than me. So that's probably, but Big Dan was like, he's fucking huge. Like
proper giant. He is an actual giant. So.
That's his name. I mean, like I'm not gonna. Yeah, there's no chance in taking that. He's like tall and fucking wide as well.
Yeah, man, he's a big scary dude, man, a big scary dude. So, but yeah, it'd be good to see Dan on there at some point in the future as well. Yeah, hopefully a rematch, him and Mark at some point further down the line, maybe get a rematch of that.
Yeah, well, even at trials, man, like I think I think the points rule set suits Mark more as well, you know. Yeah. So Mark and Dan finals ADCC trials this year.
Wow.
Like, yeah, that's something I might even just fly over there to watch, you know.
That'll be good, man. That'll be good. What's next for you then? So obviously Saturday, I know you're one of these guys, you never look past what's in front of you. All right. So, but what would you like to see yourself doing for the rest of the year?
That's a good question, actually. Honestly, I've not really looked past Grapplefest too much, but I have seen that the ADCC UK is next month, or like the
12th of August. Yeah,
that's the one. So I might help that. I might smash out a bunch of grappling industries as well. I do like grappling industries, and then hit British Euros maybe at the end of the year. Till then, maybe get on like 1 or 2 more invitationals as well. You know, I do like the invitationals. Like it's good fun. You know, much more strategy, much more time to prepare as well, which I really like. Yeah,
are we going to get to see you put the gi back on?
Not a chance. You might see me in the gym in the gi, maybe like a wee bit, but I did two competitive matches in the gi a while ago at the Scottish Open. I got silver, to be fair, but it wasn't very fun for me. Like, I don't know. I just like no-gi, man. I like the no-gi rule set. I must say, like, I also like I like being able to wear the rash guard that you want as well, and like be able to customize, and like I like having a bit more of an open rule set, you know, so I can kind of do what I want. So yeah.
There's Billy McCann, Mr. Total Combat, just saying hopefully he wants to get you matched up on Total Combat in
Yeah,
November.
yeah.
Here,
Yeah,
November the
definitely.
18th.
That's
So,
definitely a good shout.
yeah. So, that was an awesome show. That was a really, really good show, ran by Billy and obviously the Total Combat team. Going to be a little bit different. Last one was in a boxing ring. This one's going to be in a cage, which you're used to. I mean, obviously you
Easy.
took that 500 quid at Goliath not long ago. So, so you'll be comfortable in a cage.
Yeah, cage doesn't matter. Boxing ring doesn't matter. I've never fought in a boxing ring, but cage is fine. Yeah, either or. I would have definitely done the last Total Combat, but I was at another show down in England, so I couldn't. Obviously, it was the same day. I would have done both, but I don't know if the drive. I could have maybe if you'd flown me over, I could have just jumped in. But yeah, I wanted to definitely do the next one for sure, and definitely get like a. Always enjoy having like a bunch of guys on it as well. So it's been more local as well. It makes it a bit better for that.
Definitely. Listen, well, I'm looking forward to definitely seeing you. You know, I'm a massive fan of yours. Always have been. As I say, got so much respect for what you do. And yeah, buzzing for you on Saturday. As I said, this will be obviously the last one was debut, but this to me is the official debut of Fraser Clarke on Grapplefest. So
yeah, this is a full camp Fraser on the way.
Yeah,
I think Nico came up with that. So shout out to Nico for that one.
Yeah, so full camp Fraser. Here we go, Nick. So Fraser, final thing then. Anybody you want to shout out to?
Sorry, I think you cut out there. What are you saying?
So I was saying, final thing for you then. Anybody you want to shout out to?
Oh right, okay. Well, first of all, everyone at Marcus Nardini's, 100%, all those guys. There's too many guys there to name, but they all know who they are. You know what I mean? Everyone has done a round with me. Everyone has sat and I've asked a question, has given me an answer. You know, outside that, even yourself for giving me a good platform as well. You know, always appreciate that. And as well, guys at Submission Factory, the guys at the Grip House as well for letting me come and do rounds with them as well. I really appreciate that. All those guys are really good and really friendly. They've always treated me really nicely as well. So a lot of love to those guys, and good luck to Gary and that from Submission Factory who are on this card as well. Yeah.
Anybody else? Family?
My dad's
obviously your dad.
Yeah, fuck's sake. He's made it a point now to come to every fight that I do. And he was in that cage with me, holding the fucking 500.
He had one side of the check as well. Kenny had the other side.
So yeah, shout out to my dad as well, I suppose. That's about it. Yeah.
I love it when I see your dad, especially like going there and even chatting to him and stuff like that. And do you know what I mean? And I don't know if he knows much about what's going on, right? So, but he's enjoying it. I know he absolutely loved Goliath. Obviously, when you won at Goliath, because obviously you had two tough matches. And your dad was absolutely buzzing. Do you know what I mean? And I remember I was like to him, go in the cage. So in the cage he went. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, he absolutely loved it. Do you know what I mean? So big shout out to Dad. So hopefully we'll see him again soon.
Oh, he'll be there. Don't worry. He'll be at Grapplefest.
Mate, he'll be on the mat. He'll be on the mat with you.
He probably will.
No, listen, he'll absolutely have a ball down there. I know he'll have an absolute ball. So guys, here we go then. Fraser Clarke, MNBJJ, is going to be heading down to Grapplefest this Saturday. So that's Grapplefest 16. The ticket availability, as I said, hit up Chosen Grapplers. If you can't get any tickets through them, make sure you head over to the Grapplefest Facebook page. The pay-per-view link, everybody's posting it so far, so make sure you only click the link of people you know who they are. Do not click any links that are in any of the comments, because these are all, unfortunately, they're scam links. They come up whenever a show comes up, whether it be a Grapplefest or any show comes up, then these scammers are out and about info. So only click the link of someone who it is that you know that's either a part of Grapplefest or whether it be grapplers, myself, Chris Thompson, Louise Thompson, and anybody else. So do not get caught out at all. There were some horrible stories came about from Goliath, where people were getting charged £200 and stuff like that for nothing. Their card was just debited for £200. So Don't be that person complaining on Saturday night that you got scammed for £200 because we fucking told you. We've told you. So, but Fraser, listen, absolute pleasure, brother. Always love chatting to you, as you know, and fucking 100% buzzing to see you come out and have that official debut on Saturday night.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, but listen, enjoy, and I'll see you, champ, when you come back.
See you later.
Thank you, brother. Take care.